And welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes. We're here on Sunday in Sparks, Maryland. How's that for alliteration this morning, Tari?
Perfect.
We got the first game of the morning, Rise and Shine, 8:15, Haudenosaunee versus Team USA. How are you feeling about this matchup today? Do you think it's going to be tight, or what is it going to look like in comparison to yesterday's competition?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw the Haudenosaunee women really get into their stride at the end of the day yesterday, so they are going to bring it. Same for Team USA. We know that they are ready to go. Players like Sam Swart are bringing it all over the field. I'm just pumped to be here.
I'm so excited. We got to talk about Lois Garlow, by the way.
Yep.
Haudenosaunee, she's right now, I think, at 7 goals for yesterday. I mean, I think we're going to see at least 5 or 6. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I definitely say 5 or 6 as well. Lois just warmed up all the way up last night, and we saw it happen. 6 shots, top shelf. She's going to bring it again today.
Unbelievable. So if you're new to the Sixes game, we're going to review a few rules. Sixes is 5 field players. We have 1 goalie, so that's the 6v6. We have 30 seconds on the shot clock, and so we're new to that before. We've seen that at the collegiate level, but now it's kind of trickled down. There are harmonized rules on the men's and women's side. They're more aligned than they've ever been. 8-minute quarters, so this is a short and sweet game, limit on whistles, and there's 1 draw at the beginning of each quarter. So we've seen this yesterday. It was so fun to watch. We talk about it being fast, but really we saw strategy implemented.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. You know, I at first thought maybe teams would just be run and gun the full time, but what we saw is utilizing that 30-second shot clock to the best of their ability, being strategic, especially in close games, and I know we're going to see that again today.
I think this is going to be an unbelievable matchup. So welcome back to the 2021 first ever Super Sixes from the headquarters, USA Lacrosse headquarters here in Sparks, Maryland. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to start our first draw of the game. And welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes. We're here on Sunday in Sparks, Maryland, live from the USA headquarters. Today's matchup, our first game of the day, 8:15, Rise and Shine. We have the women's team USA and women's team Haudenosaunee. Tari, what are your thoughts on this game? We saw a ton of play yesterday, but it'll be interesting to see how teams adapt going into today's matchup.
Agreed. I'm most excited to see the goalies, actually. I kind of highlighted that in my own little notes. For the Haudenosaunee, Herring and Crandall were phenomenal, very athletic goalies, both showing out in their games. For Team USA, we've got 2 of the best in the nation. We had Madison Doucette and Rachel Hall also splitting game time yesterday. The goalies are going to be seeing lots and lots of shots. They got that yesterday, and today I'm curious to see how they kind of adjust and move around.
You know, let's talk about shots. I mean, I misspoke before. Lois Garlow actually netting 10 goals in yesterday's competition from Haudenosaunee. Lesota coming in second with 6 from yesterday's competition. But not to take away from Team USA women, Kyla Sears, who netted 7 goals yesterday, and Belle Smith, who netted 4. So we've seen, you know, several different shooting techniques too. We've seen the I'm going to rip a shot top shelf from the 30, but also those crease rolls. So thoughts on shooting and where you think these teams are really going to aim at?
Yeah, yesterday we saw, like you said, a lot of different kinds of shots, players adjusting to succeed as needed. Rachel Hall, who we see in goal for Team USA today, is really, really good with those low shots as well. So Kyla Sears is a great player that can shoot up top, up high. I think those are some ways to get around her.
And here we have the first draw of the first game on our Rise and Shine Super Sixes Sunday game.
Let's do it. Northwestern draw specialist Lindsay McCone against Selena Lesota, also another Northwestern legend, but on 2 different teams. And Team USA looks like they might get it, but Lesota quick to get that ground ball.
It looks like they're actually kind of pumping the brakes. We're used to a ton of ball movement initially right off the bat, but that was just a 1v1 to net. So right now, Team USA, Rachel Hall with the clear back out. Again, we saw her just do some phenomenal stops in yesterday's competition.
Yep, and McCone with it now, passing it off to her teammate number 24, Marge Donovan. Haven't seen much of Marge yet, but excited to keep our eyes on her as well.
We also have Casey Choma, number 3, who is behind net before, really moving. They're rotating a lot. You see that pass and cut away, something we say a lot in the traditional game, but we're seeing it here right now in the first game of our Sunday matchup. Lois Garlow, who we saw yesterday, those 10 goals, nothing to shrug off.
Yeah, Garlow arguably one of the best players that we saw yesterday, in the top 3, I would say. Just so good in front of that goal especially, and communicating, working well with Selena Lasota.
And ball movement up top from Lasota to Garlow to Lasota, and a quick turnover right now, Team USA with the ball.
Yeah, we were seeing quite a number of turnovers and some errant passes, so teams might just have a couple jitters. It's also a bit chilly, so maybe we just need to warm up. That shot there by Madison Ahern, a bit wide. It's going to be a turnover for USA.
So we have Jalen Jimerson, whose mom is one of the coaches of Haudenosaunee right now. It is a family affair. We talked about this. We see Thompson on the list. We see Jimerson, and we also see a lot of Bomberries here.
A lot of Bomberries with the bombs to goal. They are great.
Number 23 right now, we have Frink.
And Frank trying to set a pick there for Jalen Jimerson, but the ball dislodged. Haudenosaunee able to keep possession of that ball. Number 14, Tamia Bomberry with it. Her sister, Tiana, also on the team.
And we ran out. That's the first time we've seen really a women's team make it all the way to that 30-second shot clock.
Now Paisley Cook hoping to get it, but Emma Ward with it, and she's smooth. And see how she faked out the goalie like that.
To Ward to back of the net. That is our first goal of this game at 5:47 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and a lot of people excited to see Emma Ward, including me, but there, Haudenosaunee looking to get back number 27 with that shot, but saved by Rachel Hall.
And Rachel Hall back out for Team USA. Fantastic, by the way, at clearing and possessing the ball.
And another goal for USA. We see them 2-0. Emma Ward back-to-back action from Ward.
And we have Lasota with the ball right now. It looks like we might have, yep, again, we are learning the rules just as much as officials are right now, so if there's a little bit of a delay, be patient with us. This rule set is a work in progress.
Yeah, we want to bring you the most accurate information and ensure that we are communicating directly what's happening on the field, which includes a lot of awesome goals. Sarah Cockrell with it. Cockrell, a powerhouse in the midfield yesterday with that shot wide. The ball is going back to Team USA. Hall with it. Hall passing that ball to number 3,
Casey Choma. We said that name a lot yesterday.
We did. Choma with a couple great goals and working well with the goalies.
And looking for that feed. Initially, Madison Ahern looking for behind the net, not there. And now we have a turnover. A lot of turnovers this morning. I would have to say it might be waking up. It's the first Rise and Shine game of the day.
Yep, great defense there for Team USA by number 16, Kelsey Huff from USC. Team USA looking for those interceptions. They had a couple good ones. Belle Smith, especially yesterday, just pushing out the Haudenosaunee, not letting them get any chance to go to goal. An errant pass there. That was to number 10, Maya Scanlon.
Yeah, Jimerson really looking for that feed, but it's not there.
And we see Huff again getting that pass from Hall. She's been really instrumental in the transition for Team USA, with a lot of experience, especially at USC, leading that team as well.
And right to Madison again, someone we've seen a lot during this game. So ball behind net, Emma Ward looking to take it from behind.
And they're saying that it was deflected off of a stick for the Haudenosaunee player, so USA gets it back. An errant pass, but that's able to be corralled for Team USA.
And looking for that pass back to Ward, but it's not there. We have a quick turnover. Haudenosaunee back possessing the ball.
Taylor Frink, another player instrumental in the transition for the Haudenosaunee, gives it up to Selena Lasota. Lasota looking to make a signature shot, but just wide of the goal. And that's a hard shot. If I'm in goal, I'd probably be scared for a second. I'd be like, oop, here it comes.
Great fake, but couldn't finish it. Couldn't get it done in the back of the net. There's still a ridiculous amount of time. We talk about this a lot. We have 3:13 left in the first quarter. There are 4 8-minute quarters, and there are 18 seconds left on the shot clock for Team USA.
Let's see if Team USA is able to finish this one with a goal. Oh, intercepted by Lasota.
Looking for that long pass to Emma Ward up top. Lasota just goes in for the kill.
Yeah, and Cassandra Bean Minard able to get it and transition it back to Lasota as the Haudenosaunee look to get their first tally. We've got under 3 minutes left.
A pretty messy game from Haudenosaunee right now. It would be nice to see them kind of clean it up, little tighter feeds. But on both sides right now, it looks like both these teams are getting a little bit warmed up.
Yeah, definitely. USA utilizing behind the cage a lot more than we saw yesterday. Just passing it around, looking to get more opportunities as the Haudenosaunee is looking to push them out. And here we see number 4, Ellie Macera with it. That shot there wide, back to the Haudenosaunee.
You know, it's a really quiet game right now. Yesterday, we heard tons of talking, tons of communication, and I think this is one of the reasons why these passes are happening, right? A lot of turnovers.
Yep. Yeah, and everyone's the first game of the day, first quarter. There we see number 10, Maya Scanlon, with it. Scanlon's been called a lot of times yesterday.
Quick flip pass to Sierra again. Moving it up top, and again, interception. Ellie Massera, whose speed is like no other, right on net. Can she seal the deal? And here we have it. We 3-0 USA up. This is the first time we haven't seen Haudenosaunee answer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Team USA was on that. Massera, eyes on the goal. Cockrell, who now has the ball, was looking to stop her, but it's just so quick. Anything can happen in sixes.
And we have the ball with 24, Jimerson again, over in the wing.
Back to Maya Scanlon. Scanlon passing it off to Garlow. If anyone can do it, it's Garlow. She's got to be involved in the play somehow.
You know, really looking for the give and go to Jimerson. It's not there. Looking for the feet again.
Oh,
and
nice.
Back of the net.
Great play there. Like I said, Garlow's got to be the one to do it, and she made it happen. An awkward catch, but she's able to just, as she's moving across the goal, make that tally.
Garlow netting her 11th goal thus far in Super Sixes.
And a great save there by Herring off a shot by Paige Petty from Virginia Tech.
And ripping it from the 30, a little difficult to do if it's right where the goalie's stick is. So they are denied. Team USA does not get that. That's 23. Amy does not get that shot from outside the 30.
We're seeing Selena Lasota there going kind of down the middle, passing that off to Frank. Haudenosaunee looking a bit clumpy in the middle. Looks like, they may be able to utilize a bit of the space that they have to get more openings and be able to make those great cuts that worked before. Oh, and also
so close, inside pipe. Right now it looks like they're trying to time their cuts, so they're cutting, where the stick side is for that shooter, and it's just not there. They're cutting at the same exact time. They're actually making more traffic.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder, it's a bit different. A goal there for Team USA.
A beautiful give and go there, using the momentum from that feed.
Yeah, Madison Ahern with that tally. And the first quarter is done. Team USA up 4-1 at the moment. We are going to be heading into a quick break. Team USA up 4-1. Curious to see how the Haudenosaunee transition into the next one.
It's going to be a good second quarter, so be sure to join us right after this quick break. Good morning. Welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes here on Sunday in Sparks, Maryland at the USA headquarters. We are going into our second quarter of our first game, Team USA versus Team Haudenosaunee.
And a close win there for Team USA, almost a clean win, but the Haudenosaunee will get it. Number 24, Jalen Jimerson with the ball. Amanda, you mentioned earlier, we discussed the difficulties that the Haudenosaunee were having with their spacing. One of the big differences for sixes, there is no 8-meter and there's no 12-meter. So the women kind of have to move around and adjust, and they're learning as they go.
Absolutely. Know where you are, right? Know that spacing. We've rarely seen in these first games someone use behind the net. Why not use that to your advantage? Use the crease as sort of that second pick opportunity to make some space.
Agreed. We see Team USA with it. Paige Petty working behind the goal. Team USA utilizing it very, very well. Passing that around. We see the ball up top to number 24, Marge Donovan.
Very spread out right now. Team USA really spreading out on attack.
And a great check by Selena Lasota, dislodging the ball. Lasota able to get the ball back in transition. Passing it over to Jalen Jimerson, who's looking to get her tally. And Jimerson able to move the goalie, move Rachel Hall, and get that goal.
Just a little bit of a fake, and here we go. We have to clear right back out to Team USA.
Woo, so close. So close for Ellie Massera. That was
Massera looking for it. Here's a replay of that. And that beautiful fake, right? It's nothing super extravagant. It's not dramatic. Just a little pump fake, and there you have it.
Yep, getting the job done. We see Frank up top there. And you may notice players are wearing orange ribbons or orange hair ties in their hair. That is in honor of the Indigenous children for the Every Child Matters initiative. That is why they're wearing those, and that is something important to also mention during the game.
Lindsay McCone in that time, and we talk about this, 30 seconds, more than enough time, ample time to be able to run from end line to end line, and she nets her first goal.
Yeah, number 27 with it at the moment, passing that ball off to Selena Lasota, who turns and shoots, but Rachel Hall there for those low shots.
Ball right back out to Team USA, who's gearing ready to go. And a lot more talk, if you can't hear right now, tons of talk from the Haudenosaunee, calling who they have, being aware, and getting ready for that slide, but it is not enough to stop Emma Tyrell from netting her first goal of this game.
Emma Tyrell, her sister Megan Tyrell, also on the team. They are both Syracuse stars, House of Tyrell. Exciting to watch them live, and here is the replay of that. Tyrell just sneaking behind the defense, catching them sleeping, and able to get that goal. So Team USA will start off with the ball after the whistle. Number 10, Madison Ahern with it. Seeing some personnel changes for the Haudenosaunee with how quick the pace is. There's a lot more subbing happening on the fly.
We have a 2-6 game, U.S. up. We have a penalty on the play right now. Team USA is going to be up a player for the next 30 seconds.
Being there with the little overzealous penalty on defense, and Team USA looking to take advantage of that.
And they do. Emma Ward really showcasing that she can shoot even if you give her a couple inches, because she'll take 5.
Yep, absolutely. Emma Ward just getting it done. It's like when the ball is in her stick, you know magic's going to happen. Another pipe, Sarah Cockrell with the quick deflection back to the goal. Let's check out this one by Emma Ward, just in the right place in the right time in the middle. Team USA is doing a great job of catching the Haudenosaunee defense, just a step behind them.
And ball right back out again. Number 66 from Haudenosaunee.
Sarah Cockrell looking to avoid the defense and get that ball in there. 14 seconds left on the shot clock for the Haudenosaunee. Almost 4 minutes left in this second quarter. Frank with it now, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see if the Haudenosaunee are able to capitalize on this one. Selena Lesota coming in, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Lesota gets a shot before the clock expires, but saved by Hall.
A little too far out, looking to get that. It's just not there.
USA quick transition. Casey Choma with another tally.
But what is there is Casey Choma, who has shown us throughout the weekend that she has quite the bullet shot.
Right place, right time. That shot there by number 18, Tiana Bomberry, hits pipe, but Haudenosaunee able to get it back with a new shot clock. They're adjusting, passing the ball around. Selena Lesota with it at top.
A lot of these flip fakes we've seen from Haudenosaunee, very skilled with their stick skills, their fakes, throwing in pump fakes, you name it, they've got it.
Yep, that shot meant for Bomberry from Lesota, but turnover there for Team USA. Number 25, Lindsay McCone with it, heading back to their offensive. She passes it over to number 23, Amy Moreau.
Ellie Massera looking for it, and it is not there. She is stopped at the doorstop right now by Haudenosaunee's Herring.
Herring, as we mentioned, one of 2 goalies for the Haudenosaunee, both goalies just showcasing their talents. Frank with it now, back to Cockrell on that right side of the goal to Jalen Jimerson. Jimerson looking to dodge and get access to the goal, passing it off to Maya Scanlon. That pass errant, but Cockrell there to get it back.
We have 2:44 left in that second quarter. 2 more quarters to go.
Oh, and a great check by McCone. She was just watching, waiting for that hanging stick, able to get the ball back for Team USA.
And Rachel Hall looking for someone to pass the ball to, and everyone has their backs turned. It's like the goalie's worst nightmare.
Another one of the fears. It's not the fast shots coming at you, it's that you can't pass it off to your team.
No one's got me. That's what it looked like right now, but USA totally redeems it. We have an 8-3 game right now. USA up, Haudenosaunee down.
Yep, just 2 minutes left in this second quarter before we head to the half. Amanda, what can the Haudenosaunee do to kind of stop Team USA a little bit in their tracks?
You know, they seem a little slow on their slides right now, and being aware of where you're at, can we put the pressure on so that doesn't happen, so we can sort of stop the bleeding, right, and be able to adjust accordingly. So I think that's going to be a huge, huge adjustment going into that third quarter.
Definitely. And players like Cockrell, like Garlow, taking a bit more lead. Let's take a look at here, this goal for Team USA by Emma Tyrell, just sneaking in and getting the ball in the back of the net. Those are opportunities Team USA is taking advantage of. Emma Ward speedy to that ground ball, but ball's going to be turned over.
And that last goal, by the way, knowing that initially, you know, the assist didn't have it, the angle was bad, I'm going to pop it off to my teammate so she can seal the deal. And it was a really, really quick pass. So, this game, though very different from the box game and traditional game for that matter, having those small hands, being able to tuck your stick in, have a skill set that sort of utilizes a small space. So you can catch it, you can shoot immediately, and only have a few inches, if not feet, from the goal.
Yep, absolutely. There's similarities to both games, but this is just a really fun, 6v6 version of the game, and it's been exciting to watch players adjust. Seeing players like Emma Ward shine, who we kind of assumed would. That's a goal there for number 10, Madison Ahern, another player just quickly adjusting to the sixes format.
What a gorgeous shot there. She threw that fake. She absolutely looked like she was going to make the feed, and she tricked us all out, including the goalie.
We see Lesotho taking it behind there, feeding to Maya Scanlon. Another pipe for Scanlon.
Unlucky pipe there for Haudenosaunee.
Yes, and we see Team USA looking to get that ball back. Here is another look at that beautiful,
Not
beautiful
even
goal.
looking at the net. Not even looking at the net.
Ahern's like, I know where it is.
She's
good.
like, I'm going to look at Huff, but really, I'm going to get in the back of the net. We have a 10-3 game right now. USA up. 27 seconds left in that second quarter. We have 2 more quarters to go.
Wrapping up this second quarter. Excited to see the Haudenosaunee bring it back, but here's Paige Petty hustling.
Putting that pressure on, forcing the turnover and getting the ball right there in the back of the net. Petty really just putting that pressure on just a little bit, and Haudenosaunee turning it over.
Now as we wind it down, we see the score now 11-3 for Team USA. USA just taking advantage of all places behind the goal, in front of the goal. Quick feeds, great cuts. They are up going into the half.
We thought this was going to be closer, and it's okay because there's still a lot of time, right? We have 2 more quarters to go. We're going to take a quick break, but take a look at this shot. Unbelievable. Really the ball movement from Team USA. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you in a few. Good morning. Welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes here on Sunday morning, live from USA headquarters here in Sparks, Maryland. So talk to me, Tari, about your thoughts on this game thus far. It's a pretty interesting game. We thought it was going to be closer. It's 11-3 right now, but we're at halftime. Thoughts on what Haudenosaunee should do going into that third quarter?
I think the Haudenosaunee need to take more shots. It looks like they're kind of scrambling, especially right in front of the goal, clumping together. But they've got players like Cockrell, like Garlow, like Lesotho that can take those wide-range shots. If it's not working with the give and goes and the quick passing, take the shot and see what happens.
We've seen a lot of shots, but we've seen a lot of hitting of the post, right? So if I'm Haudenosaunee right now, I'm looking about my shot placement. Where should I go? What's going to make more sense? Am I going to pull the goalie in one direction and go the opposite? Or is anyone going to drive from behind the crease? We haven't seen that, right?
Yeah, and Team USA has been taking advantage of those opportunities. Looks like they really have figured out the spacing that they can use, how to use the behind the goal, the sides of the goal, and get those passes, and then catching the Haudenosaunee defense off guard.
It really seems like Team USA has found their rhythm. Yesterday, a little shaky. We were surprised by the turnovers, and yes, at the beginning of this game, it's early, it's cold, it's in Maryland, right? we didn't know what to expect, but man, it looks like Team USA is honed in. They're focused. They're ready to go. They're a well-oiled machine.
They are. They really are, and then, they're going to be able to bring that back. Let's take a look at these highlights.
And see, USA really using their speed to their advantage. We saw a ton of Emma Ward yesterday. She has certainly earned the right to get that ball in the back of the net. Ellie Massera, phenomenal shot placement by her.
Yep, great placement by Ellie Massera. And now we're looking at the Haudenosaunee. This goal by Garlow. Garlow is the person that they got to get the ball in her stick and let her take charge. She's found opportunities to get the tallies. Emma Ward's also a great feeder, a great passer. And then we see this great cut right there by number 10, Madison Ahern, to get another goal for USA.
Garlow netting 11 goals in this tournament thus far. That's a lot of goals. We don't really hear that often. USA a little more spread out with their shooters and the ball in the back of the net. Kyla Sears right now netting 7 in the tournament thus far. Smith's got 4. And then we have a little more. We have Tyrell, Wurzberger, and Ward, who are both netting 2. So we are going to take a short break after these last few incredible shots. We're going to come back for the third quarter of our first game for Sunday's matchup, the 2021 Super Sixes Lacrosse Tournament here live in Sparks, Maryland. See you soon. Good morning. Welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes, the first ever Super Sixes, here today on a beautiful but chilly Sunday morning in Sparks, Maryland. Today's matchup, first game of the Sunday matchup day, is USA versus Haudenosaunee women. So right now we have USA up 11, Haudenosaunee 3. 29 seconds until our opening draw. If you are new to sixes, we do one draw at the start of each quarter. We're going into our third quarter. Tari, talk to me about this score, right? We thought it was going to be a lot tighter. It's okay. We got a ton of time. But what do you think Haudenosaunee needs to do going into this third quarter?
Yeah, I think taking advantage of the opportunities they have to get to goal, placement for shots, taking better shots, taking more shots as well. I think the advantage that Team USA has is they just have more shooters and more people that are able and willing to go towards the goal and get those shots off. But for Haudenosaunee, they have people that can get those goals and get those tallies, and then playing good defense and not letting Team USA sneak behind them to get those cuts.
Yep, and we have Lesotho taking the draw for Haudenosaunee right now, and it looks like Haudenosaunee will possess the ball, maybe for a hot second. USA doubling hard.
Yeah, and a great, by Garlow trying to get that ball back to Lesotho, but Team USA wrangling that number 33, Brie Gross, with it. We're now seeing in the game, and there goes number 23, Amy Moreau, with the ball, passing it off to Paige Petty, who hopes to get a tally, but Herring there to stop her up top.
That just looks so calculated. They were ready for that right now. That was their strategy. USA really putting the pressure on Haudenosaunee right now.
A great shot there by number 25.
How many posts have we seen in this game?
At least 10.
Unlucky post.
Game, but lots of posts this weekend. Cockrell with the ground ball there, waiting for the rest of the teammates to transition onto the field. And now we see number 24, Jalen Jimerson, with it, taking it behind the cage. Jimerson sending it back up to Cockrell.
And Jalen, really a voice and a leader on the field. Her mother is also one of the coaches. She has netted several goals in this Super Sixes tournament thus far.
And there, a shot from Jalen, saved by Rachel Hall, just not as much power on it. Hoping to get to Emma Ward, but Haudenosaunee able to corral that pass back on their end.
And it's interesting, Haudenosaunee responding with equal pressure on Team USA.
Yep, they've got some life still in them, looking to get just more tallies on there, but like we said, stop Team USA with great defense, and it might be in that transition with the interceptions.
And an amazing save right there. We talk about the goalies having to be super athletic in this game. Rachel Hall, making top shelf saves, making bouncer saves, you name it. They are insanely athletic.
Very athletic and getting low so quickly that I don't know if I can move that fast, especially in this cold weather.
USA moving the ball, and that is our friend and your friend, Ellie Massera, who has been just a lethal asset to Team USA in this Super Sixes tournament.
Ellie Massera is the queen of picking the best shots. She takes a shot that she knows she's going to make and makes it. Here we see Garlow with it, passing it off to number 10, Maya Scanlon. That bouncer goes wide.
Scanlon looking for that shot, but it's just not there. Her stick a little bit twisted, so what ended up looking initially like an overhand shot ended up kind of being a sidearm shot.
Yeah, just a
little follow through right there, and she'll seal the deal. USA moving the ball fast and with intent on attack.
Yeah, Casey Choma looking to get that off as she transitions over to the side of the field, but that goes wide as well.
Haudenosaunee really putting the pressure on Choma.
Mm-hmm.
And causing that turnover. I'd like to see a little more of that, because it's a 12-3 game. If you're Haudenosaunee, you need to put the pressure on.
Definitely before this game gets an even wider margin. They've come out strong on the game. But Rachel Hall is just saving. Another great save on the shot by Frank. Hall is alert and watching, transitioning back to Team USA. Number 17, Emma Tyrell, with it, getting another tally.
Tyrell, if you're sitting at home right now, and you're wondering, how do I shoot like that? You'll notice that USA right now, their shots are so lethal because they're sprinting in. They never pump the brakes. They're not backpedaling. They're using momentum from that and the momentum from their feet.
Exactly. That's how they're making it happen. Another goal for Haudenosaunee.
That was the first goal we've seen in quite some time from Haudenosaunee. Rachel Hall making some great, stops, but also Haudenosaunee changing up their shot placement, and that had to happen.
Yeah, that was a great tally by Tiana Bonberry there. And another save. Here we've got Selena Lesotho rolling, and she's just got to go full force the same way that Team USA is going. That's one of the ways to stop bleeding a bit. And a great, almost a great goal there by Lesotho, but just outside, hitting the outside of the net.
So close. So close from Haudenosaunee. It almost looked like it was in, but just 2 more inches better angle.
A riser shot there by number 16, Kelsey Huff, goes above goal. And one of the interesting rules that is in sixes as well included is a dangerous propel. Wondering what the call is going to be on this one, if there's any sort of concern. Okay, nope, looks like the refs were just gathering to just review something quickly, but we haven't seen that call made yet. And I was wondering if that was one thing that would be called more often, because there is no 8 or 12 to really guide how people shoot, and so they're just going to be shooting, but everyone's been safe with their shots.
Well, and that's the emphasis, right? The emphasis is on both the shooter and the defender. Mostly the shooter. The onus is on you. Am I going to take my shot if someone is standing right in front of me and be dangerous? That would be the dangerous propel. That's the call. So fantastic goal there, really bringing it up high and then going right over Hall's shoulder.
Yeah, Maya Scanlon using her height to get that, and then we see Emma Ward with it up top for Team USA, passing it off to number 4, Ellie Macera, but Macera is pushed, and this looks like it will be a card and a foul. Let's take a look again at that Scanlon goal. She's able to sneak that behind Rachel Hall. Team USA will be a man up. That foul there against Macera.
Yeah, double teamed right there. She was looking for that quick feed.
Yep, foul there on Bean. So Bean has to sit this one out. And we see Team USA up a man for the first time in this game. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Up a woman.
Woman. You're right.
Moving the ball on the outside, making that box, posting up a player in the middle. It's exactly what you want to do if you are up a player.
That was good insight there by Kelsey Huff, but that shot just wide. She did have a lane. Team USA, again, great at taking advantage of those lanes to goal. Scanlon back in. Selena Lesotho with it, looking to go to goal, passing it off to Deanna Bomberry, who is trying to use fancy footwork. Scanlon able to wrangle that back from her teammate, though, and keep Haudenosaunee in it with 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Interesting that Haudenosaunee is trying to do a draw and dump right now, and they are down a player. A little bit tricky because they're double teaming ball. USA is double teaming the ball.
Yep, not able to take advantage of the shot clock there, so back to USA it goes. Number 10, Madison Ahern with it, passing it around to Bree Gross, who almost has it as she's turning, shooting, and falling.
Herring coming out of net. I love that move. You know, there was no one on her. She's like, this is my time, right? If I don't do this, it's going to be a shooter against me. And it worked out.
It did. And a turnover for Haudenosaunee, but Sierra Cockrell there to get it back, give it up to Frank, who passes it to Jimerson, who passes it out to Lesotho. And Lesotho looking to take advantage of Rachel Hall just there. She didn't change levels on that one. Hall able to see that one pretty quickly and easily. Lindsay McCone there taking the shot. Oh, come on, McCone, go easy on him. Lots and lots of fakes there by McCone on Herring and able to get that tally.
You know, Herring's body language says, come on, guys, come on.
Relatable. Let's take a look at that goal there by McCone. I mean,
Pump.
She had all the time in the world. Defense got to be a little more pressured on that. 40 seconds left in this third quarter.
You know, if you're a goalie in this game, short-term memory loss is your friend. And I think in that situation, Haudenosaunee's Herring's just got to reset. Hey, that didn't happen. There's still a ridiculous amount of time on the clock. Right now, we have 26 seconds left in the third quarter of our first game of Super Sixes this Super Sunday morning.
Super Sunday for sure. Herring makes another great save. Haudenosaunee taking it upfield there. The score is 14-5. We've got 11 seconds left. See if the Haudenosaunee can take advantage. Shot wide there by Maya Scanlon. USA will end with it. 3 seconds left. Transitioning upfield. Let's see if we can get some better buzzer beaters.
And it's a 14-5 game. If we've learned anything from Haudenosaunee, they can come back even in a quarter that's 8 minutes long, right? So we're going to take a short break. We are going to join you in a few for our fourth quarter of our first game. Lacrosse fans and friends and soon-to-be fans, welcome back to Super Sixes here live in Sparks, Maryland. I am joined with Tari Kandemiri. We are here for the first game of Sunday's game day. I mean, it's been a really fun weekend thus far. We're going to take a look at some of the goals. This pump fake goal.
Lindsay McCone, come on.
man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fakes.
And that is why Herring is like, come on, who's got my back on this one?
Does she and Ryder Garnsey have the ability to pause time? Because that is the only way you can get that number of fakes in a sixes game.
I wonder if they train together. Regardless, we are at a 14-5 game. USA up pretty handedly thus far. We have our last quarter of our first game on Sunday's game day matchup. So, Tari, talk to me about this score, because I don't think it's a great reflection of what we've seen. I mean, do you think there have been unlucky posts or shot placement from Haudenosaunee? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, definitely a couple unlucky posts and just some wide shots. The shot placement not as great for the Haudenosaunee, but they're getting the looks. And again, Team USA is just on point. They are crisp, cutting really, really well, feeding well, taking advantage of those behind the goal looks to get the ball into the net. So, and Rachel Hall has just been standing very, very strong and tall, both on low shots and high shots.
So if you're just tuning in, this rule set, though about 80% done, is still a work in progress. So the officials over there, Lauren Charwat, has done an incredible job educating all of us across the board and really developing this rule set, but it is still, in fact, a work in progress. There is a learning curve. So we are with you. We're learning with you. Just so you know, refs aren't always right, but they're never wrong, and that's the mentality we like to have going into this. They volunteer a lot of time to work on these rules and also to be able to officiate them.
Agreed. One of my favorite things about sixes is seeing players start to adjust to it. I mean, we compared them yesterday to today. Team USA is just so quick to get this much of a margin on the, against the Haudenosaunee team that is very fast, very skilled as well. And Team USA, a contender for, one of the best teams that we've seen this weekend.
So as the officials are asking a few questions and clarification, we're going to review this sixes rule set. So sixes is 6v6. We have 5 field players, the 6th being the goalie, so we have a 6v6. Each quarter is 8 minutes. That makes a really fast, free-flowing, exciting game. A total 20 minutes of game time if it happens to go into overtime, and we've seen that at least once thus far. It goes into sudden victory and first goal wins. So these are these really cool tweaks. Both the men's and women's side of sixes is more harmonized than it's ever been. If you're new to this game and you're watching it, it's much easier to understand, right? So, Tari, when we watch men's and women's lacrosse, either at the collegiate level or high school level or post-collegiate, they're so different, right? We see men's lacrosse and we're like, wait, they can full body check and they can do A, B, C, D. And we see women's lacrosse in such a finesse game also. It looks different. This is the first time the games look side by side very similar.
Yep, definitely much, much, much closer. For example, both the draws that happen in men's, usually it's called a face-off. In sixes, it's a draw. There's only one of each at the beginning of each quarter. Standardized, same game length, same amount of game time. The field size is the same. I think it's just much more accessible. As you mentioned, something I'm looking forward to is getting a couple of my cousins together for a sixes team. So watch out for Zimbabwe sixes coming up.
I love it. We need another member nation on the continent of Africa, right?
Exactly.
We have Kenya, we have South Africa, we have Ghana, but man, let's bring Zimbabwe to the board. So World Lacrosse representing at this point 70 member nations, fast and growing. This sixes discipline is such a catalyst for growth. We've already seen it thus far. Lower barrier to entry as far as the learning curve, but also financially, right? You got a roster of 10 to 12 players versus that 25 mark. So here we are. We apologize for the delay. Again, a work in progress. We still are learning the rules. Officials want to make sure they call it correctly, that there's consistency on both the men's and women's side. So we are now about to start our draw of our 4th quarter of our first game. First game here at Super Sixes on our Sunday matchup in Sparks, Maryland.
Yeah, we've got the Northwestern versus Northwestern draw challenge with Soda and McCone. That draw there, going a call against the Haudenosaunee. So Team USA has it. Number 3, Casey Choma, who we've called a handful of times, passing it over to her team, and Lindsay McCone, who sends it over back. Goes to Moreau, who's taking it, or Brie Gross, who's taking it behind the goal. Team USA just swinging the ball around. They're really not in a rush. I don't think they have a reason to feel rushed.
No, not at all. And Haudenosaunee very vocal right now. You can hear them calling who they've got who's got left slide, right slide, who's hot. We call the hot slide right adjacent to ball, who's right there, who's got your back. So a 14-5 goal game right now, 7:17 left in the final quarter.
And Cockrell has the ball, looking to pass that off, seeing who's open. Cockrell, another great shooter as well, player at Syracuse, will be playing with newly announced head coach Kayla Trainer. Here we see Lesotho with it.
Looking to set that pick.
Lesotho with the rocket pass over to Jimerson, who passed it to Frank, but intercepted by McCone. McCone is everywhere.
Haudenosaunee trying to set these picks and roll off, but USA just not falling for it. So I think they need to sell it a little better. And also that off-ball movement isn't there. A lot of standing still.
Yep.
Can't really shoot the ball effectively if you're just standing still.
Yep, the clumping is holding them back a bit, but an errant pass by Paige Petty causes a transition. And back to Haudenosaunee. Maya Scanlon passing it over to Frank. Frank looking to hand that over to her teammate, number 21, Paisley Cook.
And a lot of subbing on the fly. We'll see this. And here we go.
Shot.
That is the shot we have been used to yesterday. We haven't seen it, but that is their money shot. So it's going to be opposite side high for that goalie, really selling it like it was stick side high for Hall, but not today.
Nice one there by Scanlon. Emma Ward with it for USA behind the goal. Ward just has such great vision. And there, a shot by Kelsey Huff goes wide.
And here's a look at that shot right here. Step, using that back foot to really get power, right?
Yep. And Tiana Bomberry there set a nice screen, kind of tricking her defender and moving with her, creating that lane. We see Jalen Jimerson with it now for Haudenosaunee. Jimerson, a great shot, but just saved by Hall. And since that ball was deflected off of a Team USA player, the Haudenosaunee get the ball back. That's number 14, Tamia Bomberry, starting off with it. We've got 5:30 left in the fourth and final quarter of the game.
And we've Haudenosaunee taking it from behind. That's what we wanted to see. Not necessarily that shot, but both teams really looking for feeds from behind. The crease acts as sort of a pick to give yourself a little more space, a cleaner feed.
Oh, Ward
looking
there.
for the behind the back, looking for it, just not enough. Really got to angle that stick. When I was talking to Eve Ritzik, who's trying to teach me how to do it behind the back, she says it's like you're looking at your opposite shoulder.
Well, Eve, I don't know if I can twist like that, but I'll try. I've done it a couple times. A nice Garlow getting that ground ball. Just quick, using quick pickup and goal scoring. Lois Garlow with it. A behind the back pass. Oh, Emma Ward with the shot, but that shot wide there. Great pass by number 10, Madison Ahern. I love the creativity that the ladies are showcasing today, too.
Yes, they're showing that they can shoot different ways, right? You can, do that bullet shot from out of the 30. They can do a shovel shot. They can do between the legs. They can do behind the back. You name it, they can do it.
Right.
It's been really fun to see the way that the game has evolved and shooters have evolved, and a pass like that. Now, yes, it wasn't perfect, but man.
Casey Choma with that, able to
Ellie
get another
Massera, can we please? I mean, man, if only her last name was Mascara, we could be sisters. No, unbelievable shooter. And just low-key humble, too. That's what I love, because she's a sister. She also, will show you that she's lethal as a shooter. Man, great
Nice
player,
shot there.
end line to end line.
And here's the behind-the-back pass by McCone, who we have called a lot of times, and Choma is just like, let me take that and do what I got to do with it.
So what I love about that is we're not going to catch every pass, right? Your teammates aren't, but it's what you do after it goes on the ground or on the turf, right? Are you going to work your butt off to get that ball back and to get in the back of the net? And I think Ellie Massera has proved that's exactly what she's going to do.
Yep, just a trusty player. She can get the job done. Haudenosaunee moving the ball around right now, kind of making their own kind of 8-meter, but a shot there by Lesotho. Easy save there for Hall, able to transition and get it to Bree Gross. Gross running in and looking to get a tally, and she's able to sneak that behind Herring.
That's like one of those unfair goals as a goalie, right?
Right.
It's
just you and the player.
Just you and the player. Do you come out of the crease? Do you hang at home? I mean, it's a hard one to gauge.
Yeah, pause turnover there. Team USA back with it. Bree Gross again.
That's a toughie.
Yeah, back-to-back goals by Bree Gross, taking advantage of that opportunity to just be one-on-one with the goalie. Jimerson calling for the ball. Jimerson got it back.
Herring really got to have short-term memory loss here. It's hard not to get down when it's 17-7, but knowing that there's still a lot of time. 2:35 yes, it's not a whole eight minutes, but it's enough to get something done.
And there's Scanlon again, but Rachel Hall able to call that and just save it. We see Emma Ward with it, kind of taking the time. Let's take a look at this Brie Gross shot again. Just nice fake high to low. And here we've got McCone, a great save by Herring, just right in front of it. But Team USA able to get it back with a renewed shot clock. 2 minutes left in this fourth and final quarter. Emma Ward with a rocket shot.
You know, let's talk about the shot placement here. Haudenosaunee continuing to take the same shot from outside the 30, and it's stick side. It's stick side high. It's right there. Hall's not really got to have to read it at all. But USA doing the nope, we're going to get right on the doorstep.
Right.
We're going to be right there on the top of the crease and utilize our fakes.
Oh,
just
man.
like that.
That was a nice one. Ward to Moreau connection. And that bounce pass by Emma Ward. Just the creativity. Listen, there's a couple people that have told me that they really have enjoyed watching women's sixes more than men's sixes. I'm not trying to pit two beautiful games, two beautiful teams against each other.
Look at this beautiful bounce pass. We don't normally see that.
No.
We don't normally see that.
No.
I love it. I love it. It's a hard pass to make. It's a hard pass to retrieve. Oh, man. USA making sixes look easy this morning.
Real easy. Like the most beautiful passes that I've seen, and they're just crushing it, absolutely crushing it.
So we have a minute 14 left in our final quarter of the first game this Sunday at 2021 Super Sixes in Sparks, Maryland.
Paige Petty looking to get a shovel shot there. We've seen a couple shots where there's no looks at the goal or the goalie, but that one there goes wide. Haudenosaunee looking to end the quarter and the game with another tally. A minute left and 19 seconds on their shot clock.
Casey Choma really putting high pressure on. I like it. I like to see the pressure defense.
Yeah, Casey Choma, like I said, just a reliable player, trusty player. You know she's going to make the ball work. Maya Scanlon with a wide shot there on goal. Rachel Hall retrieving it for Team USA with just about 47 seconds left for Team USA, and the Haudenosaunee USA up 18-7. And they're passed off to number 10, Madison Ahern, who's looking to get a ball there, but that'll be called a foul against number 66, Sierra Cockrell. So the Haudenosaunee will end the game down a man.
Well, man.
You
know, it's interesting, too, seeing the way that USA has come out today. They were very shaky yesterday. I would say, it was a scrappy game, really, in the beginning of this game. But they've adjusted, and now they're just a clean, well-oiled machine. They're really connecting on all of their passes. They're adjusting accordingly. Haudenosaunee just looks kind of like they're out of their element. And this is their game. We've seen so many beautiful shots, but today we haven't seen them thus far.
Agreed. Yeah, USA, it's like they just talked about, what their strategy would be. The box, who's behind the goal, how are we moving, how are we cutting. 16 seconds left in the game, 10 seconds on their shot clock, but USA, a really, really strong win, 18-7 as the clock winds down. And that was a foul by number 27, Tiana Bonberry.
Ellie Massera getting up a little slow to get up, but a gritty player.
Now Massera able to jog that one off.
So that is the first card that we've had in this game. We have had, short penalties, 30 seconds here and there, but accidental or intentional check like that's dangerous, does get called in the sixes game. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the first game of our Sunday game day here at the 2021 Super Sixes in Sparks, Maryland. A very sort of convincing win by USA, 18, Haudenosaunee 7. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with our second game momentarily of the 2021 Super Sixes.
Thank you for tuning in. See you soon.